This video is sponsored by Sunflex UK. You guys love booking time to talk to me about the projects you want to carry out in your homes. And this one is in England, and the client had owned the house for a while and wanted to change it. It was built in the 90s, but he said it looked more like it was from the 1970s because the guy who built it was quite elderly. And the problem that my client had is that they wanted to have another room over the garage and maybe an extension at the rear. And they also thought that the amount of natural light getting into the space wasn't really ideal. They needed more bedrooms, they needed better living space. So the house, as designed and built, had rooms in the roof. That was not done later, it was done originally. But you can notice these windows are quite small. You know, they should be a little bit lower to let in a bit more light. There's no reason they couldn't be a little bit lower. The kitchen's okay, but probably a bit dated. This is the floor plan of the ground floor, and that's the upper floor. And so the client wanted to put another room over this and an extension out the rear. And I thought, first of all, looking at this roof, I can tell you from years of experience, that's not going to be tall enough inside. Like, if you can tell, that's the roof where they've got bedrooms existing, and you can see where the ridge is there. By the time it comes down here, the ridge is lower. So the amount of space that's habitable inside that will be narrower. The zone under the roof, under the pitch where you can actually stand up and not bang your head, gets narrower the lower the roof is. And that may not look like much, but it's going to be significant. That neighbour on that side means you're probably not going to get permission to build a dormer looking into their back garden. The only place you could put a dormer is here. And I thought, wait a second, that's quite complex and expensive and maybe not going to be that fulfilling a space even if it gets done. Maybe there's an alternative to this. So we started looking at the floor plan and, there's a big double garage. Could we use some of that? There's plenty of space to park the car out front. You can get multiple cars on that driveway. You don't actually need a garage. Now, I know in one of the last videos I did, I suggested converting a single car garage, and some people went just off on this, that you absolutely must have a garage in your house. I don't know, it's a matter of personal preference, but in this case, you don't need to convert all of it. You could just convert half of it, leaving one half still space for a garage, for a car, or for storage, whatever you want, and you can put a bedroom in there, and that study that was there off that utility, that could become an ensuite, hypothetically, and you get your door in from the hall. That all works just fine, but we're not done. The big win would be if you changed that cellular layout that's there in the existing, with the kitchen at the back and the utility off of it. Tiny dining room doesn't really work. Sitting room that we saw with the windows where the sills are unusually high, and a bedroom on the ground floor. Now, a bedroom on the ground floor is ideal for elderly people. That works for them, but you don't actually have to do that. You could put your bedroom there, that's fine, ensuite over there, and you could change the entrance to the house so it comes in through what was that window there. So you could convert that window, cut it down, have a nice entrance that goes all the way in here through kitchen, dining, and living overlooking the rear garden. We can make these existing windows bigger. We could make a big patio door at the back. We could put roof lights in at the eaves that get light down from above. We could get rid of that conservatory to get more natural lighting. We do any number of things, but the fundamental move is create an L-shaped open plan space. Walk into the kitchen, and if you want, to put a vestibule in there, you could put a vestibule in there. I'm not saying you don't have to have a vestibule. I get it. A lot of people don't like the idea of opening a door and going straight in. That's fine. But there's more. We could then change that family bathroom, so that's its original layout. And there was a door there. That's from that bedroom, so it was an ensuite. And this can now become the family bathroom on the ground floor. Plenty of space for a bath and possibly a shower. Pantry area there off the kitchen, that's always good. Maybe a utility under the stairs. Personally, I think utilities should be closer to bedrooms because that's where most of the laundry is generated. Some people prefer to have them off the kitchen. Split decision on that one. But there's space too. If you wanted that pantry to be the utility, you could have it as such. And that could just be regular storage. So that's how you could alter this to get 2 bedrooms, because the existing kitchen could become a bedroom with its own ensuite. So you've got bedroom, bedroom. You lose a bedroom here, but you gain a kitchen, living, dining in an L shape, and it's open plan, and it will work, and it will have access out to the rear garden. Like I said, you could keep the conservatory, you could modernize it, or you could get rid of it entirely and open up that back wall with a nice big patio door. So this avoids having to mess around with the roof, avoids having to build a house extension, avoids having to, go through the planning process to get complex and convoluted things your neighbors are going to be angry with. You would need to go through planning for the garage conversion because you're losing some parking. You would still have to demonstrate to the planners that A, you're changing the appearance of the front of the house by putting a window in here and potentially a door in there. You're also having to show that you can still park the requisite number of cars off street, so you're not having cars parked on the street, and the number of cars a house needs is a function of the number of bedrooms it has. So yeah, I think that's feasible. The client had 300K to spend on this when he thought he was going to have to build an extension. I don't think he's going to need to spend remotely as much as that to achieve this. You know, they could get that for less than half that sum of money. Again, dependent on whether he goes for really expensive kitchens or a big upgrade to the glazing or any other major changes to the existing fabric of the house. But I think that's pretty good value. So yeah, if you've got a property in the UK, a house that you're living in or one that you're thinking of buying and you'd like to talk to me about it, you can book a consultation with me. There's a link in the bio. And if you're thinking of upgrading the windows to your house, I recommend you check out the sponsor of today's video, Sunflex UK. They design and manufacture high-quality aluminium windows and doors in the UK. I've used them on some of my own projects, and I think they're an excellent balance between cost and quality. Check out the videos that I've made about their projects. There's a playlist in the bio.